Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. It's Friday afternoon, July 12th, 2024. I'm doing my weekly video. I like to do these videos when the market's open just to show you how I use the HDSI software, and I like to do it in real time while things are happening rather than doing it on a weekend where everything's static. So anyway, I'm calling this is part of the Order Flow on Context series, combining order flow and chart analysis with HDS Investor. And today, this is video number 13 in the series, Intraday Money Flow in the Major Indexes. Now, remember, as always, the market is your teacher. The disclaimer: any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you want a 30-day trial of the software, just go to highgrowthstock.com and you'll see the link to the free trial. Yesterday, when the market was going on just before it closed, I sent out an updated, I think it was a 6-minute movie about the strength in the market. It was a horrible day for techs yesterday, and it just didn't ring true throughout the rest of the market. But let's take a look at this. I'm going to bring up an arrow here. And as of yesterday afternoon, before the market closed, you can see the S&P 600 had 95% advancers and only 4.76 decliners. Now compare that to the SOX, which had 6.6% or 2 stocks advancing and 28 down for a more than 10 to 1 disadvantage. But the rest of the market was strong. Now this was a rotation out of tech stocks. Some people speculated, and it was just the beginning, but you never know about markets. So I wanted to show you what the snapshot in time was yesterday, just before the market closed. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a look at this information currently. So I will re-engage my mouse and we'll get rid of that. And these are the indexes. As I said in the 6-minute video, I've put all the major indexes down here in my market analysis user groups, and I update these every week so they're current. This is what I work from. Now I'm just going to take the time to update intraday now to make sure I have the current prices. Doesn't take long to do this, and then I'm going to switch over to manual so it's not updating while I'm doing this presentation. Okay, so intraday options, I'm going to go to manual. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the market analysis user groups, click on major indexes, go to my tools, and I'm going to rebuild these indexes that are in these subgroups of the major indexes. Next, I'll click on the warehouse icon here. Oh, and it looks like I have a filter on. I want to take that off, so I'll hold my shift key and click on the filter just to remove the filter, and then let's try it again. There we go. So it's transferred up to the warehouse view. Now I am in, let me open this up, let's see where I am. I'm in the top-down. I'm under top-down scorecard views for HDSI generated index analysis, and I want to go to number 3. So remember, I just built these, and if I'm sorted on raw combo, you can see the semiconductor index that was doing so poorly yesterday. Today it's a total turnaround. And let's see if I can point this out here. So if you look at the advancers versus decliners, 30 to nothing, 100% advancing Remember, there were, at the end of the day yesterday, there were 28 that were down of the 30. So this is not a rotation out of tech stocks as of yet. And these came out of the gate strong this morning. The NASDAQ 100 is 95 to 7. The major indexes, all of these combined, they're 11 to 1. So what do we see immediately? We see a very strong follow up today compared to, or following through, I should say, from yesterday's strong day. But where the money flowed out, it's flowing right back into it today. Now, let's just go to the index group here. And I need to go to another view. I'm just going to go down into my essential warehouse views. I'm going to go to number 1A, which is intraday. Pull this down, and you can see that all of these stocks are up, and it's quarter till 1 right now. So I immediately look over here to see the range, and you can see that most of these are still trading near the top of their range. You can also see that most of these crossed over several days ago. This is a crossover, the 3 crossing the 6, and this is the VPOC crossing over. So what was a shakeout yesterday in the tech stocks turns out to be, it looks like anyway up to this point, a chance for those who are not in to get in. Now let's go to NVIDIA, one of the leaders here. You can see the days down on the volume point of control. It crossed down yesterday, but the 3 did not cross down below the 6. It's up 2.85%, trading at 96.20% of its daily range. Yesterday it had an upthrust bar. I'm going to bring up NVIDIA, and we're going to look at it. I'll put this back up here where it belongs. And let's just look at it on a daily chart. Here was a shakeout day, an upthrust bar, closed near the low, but buyers are coming right back into it today. Heavy volume yesterday, lighter volume today, but the 3 did not close down below the 6, as you can see. This is a sign of a strong stock, because the 3 and the 6 are both up. Here's the 18, here's the 50, the 100, and the 200. Very strong fan. So when stocks like this correct a little bit, like it did right here, the big money, the institutions, the hedge funds, and so on, they're looking to get into a stock like this, and that's what's happening once again today. Look at the weekly chart. Look how strong this is. There was one lower low, and then it turned around and started going up. Anyway, I primarily wanted to show you how the strength had changed from one day to the next. I'm going to back up, and let's take a look here. I'll go back to number 3 under the HCSI top-down prospecting, the advancers versus decliners, and let's go in and look at the NASDAQ 100. This is there's a lot of these tech stocks, as you know, within the NASDAQ 100, and it's doing very well today. So I'm just going to go top down. I'm going to change to the index group, and then I'm going to bring up the quick pick, and we're going to, I'll just take a look at the intraday here first. Sorted on raw combo, percentage price change, or percentage range, percentage price change intraday, and you can see the strongest stocks are coming to the top. Semiconductor stock, Global Foundries is at the top. It crossed over 7 days ago on both of these. The RS rank is not good, but it was going with the group. I'll minimize this, bring up a chart. So if this crossed over 7 days ago, we're going to take a look at this up here. Here's where it was down, and the crossover occurred right here. I'll put an alternate C on here. This is where the buy was, as you can see. There's a little bit of expansion here. There's the green bar. It's hard to see, but it's there. And that's where the crossover occurred on that day. And then you can see there's been a pretty substantial gain after the shakeout yesterday. Buyers gapped it open today and took it right back up. So from this crossover day, I'm going to use my alternate A key, bring this line up. I'm just going to go from the top of this to where it currently is. And looking down here at the bottom, that's an 8.1% change over 6 periods. Not bad. These crossovers I use for VPOC crossovers, volume point of control down here, and 3/6 crossovers, and then I look at these histograms here to see if it's a intermediate term trend, a short-term trend, or what's going on with it. When all three of these histograms are positive, it is an intermediate term trend if you look over here. Now, let's look at the rest of the context here. Let's look at these moving averages. This just got above the 200-day exponential moving average. The 3/6 was the buy, but at that point it was questionable because this is still in a downtrend, but there was enough buying power behind it, and you look at these histograms here to determine the buying power, because that represents how the 3 and the 6 are spreading apart. And it took off with an effort to, after the crossover, effort to rise the following day, then it chopped around and then started moving up yesterday. But the context was pretty negative, but now that is all changing. You can see the 18 went up through the 50 and through the 100. So if this stock continues to gain momentum, and the momentum on the group is up, it's underperforming its group because it's down here, but it has turned up. The momentum of the group is definitely up, though. The blue line is the group. This is the relative strength to the group. Now, with this move up here, with this headed up, equaling this, it's in the performing along with the group is what I'm trying to say. Now, looking at the weekly chart, it doesn't look all that great, except for right here. What do we have here? This is a low pivot. This would be a confirmed pivot when it took out this high, and then it started moving up, and it was never challenged again on the weekly chart. Plus, there are many very good VPA flags. High volume up bar closing on the high indicates strength right here. This was a no supply before that. No supply test, confirmation of this test this week. There's a tremendous amount of information in these charts. Now, this is the relative strength compared to the S&P 500. You can see that this line has started to move up. So this stock is outperforming the S&P 500 now. I'm going to take the same list of stocks in NASDAQ 100 because there's a lot of strength in here today. And I want to just narrow it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up so you can see it. I'm in my essential warehouse views. I've moved some of these up, the ones that I use most often, and I'm calling these essential warehouse views. This is a new add-on file I put up last week for Insider Club subscribers. Now let's say that I want to do some prospecting, and I'm looking for stocks, the strongest stocks. So what I do is go down to this context. I'm looking for intermediate term stocks with the fan up. So in other words, all three of these histograms have to be positive and the fan has to be up. So if I go there and click on that, in the NASDAQ 100 you can see there are 31 securities or stocks which meet this criteria. And I'll just bring up a stock. Here's analog devices. You can see that the fan is up and the 3 is above the 6. Where was the buy point here? It looks like it was right here on the crossover day after 2 VPA flags, strength senior turning, confirmation of that strength, effort to rise, pullback yesterday, but it's broken past resistance now. Now, the group's going up. This stock has been underperforming relative to the rest of the group, but this is nice and tight now. This crossed over 6 days ago. You can see that. Let's look at a few more. I'll just have to get rid of the arrow. Let's look at a couple more here. Amgen. You can see the fans up. Look at the pocket pivots coming in. The crossover right here, moving up very nicely. Applied Materials. Nice move up. Shakeout yesterday. Back into it with a test today. All three of these histograms are positive. That's why it's in the intermediate trend up, fan up. Scan. Okay, you get the idea. The fans are up on all of these. They've crossed over on all these. These are strong stocks that are continuing to move up after a one-day shakeout. Now I'm going to save this group, or the 31 stocks right here. And to do that, I'm just going to go into the File menu, and I'm going to make group from list or use the alternate G key. Fan up, intermediate. 31 securities. So you'll see that I'm making a subgroup out of this NASDAQ 100 group of the stocks that are intermediate term. I can make an index. I probably won't use it. But I just want to take a look at these. These are some of the strong. These are all strong. Some are stronger because the intraday range is up, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect the combo rank. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong one. Setting, because I just want these to be in this order because I want the stronger ones on top. So I removed the combo. Now I'm going to bring my quick pick up. Now I'm going to go down into my 2024 warehouse views. I don't have this in the essentials yet, but I'm going to go down to number 20, bar chart options scans, stock options, and out of the 32, 18 of them are trading options. Now I need to put this on intraday. You can see because the combo is disengaged, they're still in the same order. What do we have over here? We have mostly semiconductors, but there are some other stocks in here too. Let's just bring that analog devices up. It's very strong. The weeklies have been strong. Yes, it pulled back a little bit. There was a test, confirmation of that test today. The fans in place, as I've already mentioned. It's just kind of performing along with the group. But let's take a look at the full chart. You can see the breakout, original breakout, was clear back here, then a pullback, and then all these days are breakouts. The 3 crossed the 6. It went into a counter trend. Bring this arrow up. Okay, here's the impulse move. And then it stalled and went into a counter trend move. And then when the group started going up, it started gaining momentum to the upside again. Now, if you look at this, it's trading near resistance. If it gets past that, it could have a long way to go. Now, I know it's trading options. Let's just go take a look at ADI. Going to minimize this. Going to minimize this. And I'm going to bring up Thinkorswim. And I'm going to type in ADI. And you can see that I have my fractal charts on here right now. What are fractal charts? They are, I need to change this back. I usually have this on 16 minutes because for 16 minutes approximately go into one bar of a 78 minute, and 6.5 hours in the trading day makes up one day here of the daily chart. And then of course 5 of these make up a weekly chart. So this is what's known as fractals. They build on top of one another. So this is this morning. Here's pre-market. You can see that it gapped open, then it hesitated, and it's been moving its way higher. It's trading near the high of the day. Let's say that I'm interested in potentially putting on a debit spread on this, since everything is positive and I want to go out 30 days. I'm going to add simulated trades. This is only 7 days here. I want to go out at least 30 days to give it some time. So I'm going to the 16th of August, 35 days out. And the spreads are pretty tight here. The way I've got this set up is I have this is market, the bid, and the ask. Now you can have several views, custom views in Thinkorswim. And this view right here is one that I built for debit spreads, and that's the one I'm using right here. It gives me implied volatility, delta probability of in the money, open interest, volume, the current market price between the bid and the ask, and the bid and the ask. So I'm going to go back here to this 35 day. You can see here's the market price, which is right between the bid and the ask. And I'm going to hold down my control key to buy or potentially buy the long side. And this is a $10 wide spread. So I'm going to click on this 240, 250. Now my limit that I will pay on a $10 wide spread is $5.20, and this is debiting out at only $4.35. Let's take a look at it on the risk profile. The reason that it is because here's the break-even price right here, and here's where it's currently trading at 241.40. Break-even's at 244, so it would have to move $3 to break even. The current at expiration, and I never hold them during expiration, my maximum risk, as you can see, is 435. My maximum gain would be 565. But it would have to get here to a 244.25. Okay, let's go back. Look at the simulated trades. Make sure I'm in August here. Close this up. I'm looking at the 240, 250. If I go up here to the 240, I have about a 53% chance of it being at least 1 penny in the money on this 240 option. The 250, 32.86% of it being in the money by expiration day. Like I said, I never hold these to expiration. I try to get 50% out of them if I can. If it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out, obviously. And I'll cut my losses at around $100 on them. Anyway, so back again. Whoops, I didn't want the probability analysis. Here's where we are right here, 241.24. And I need to get here to break even 244.44. Let's look at the probability analysis. So by August, what am I looking at here? August 16th, right here, 244. At that point, the probabilities are about 45% for the whole option of being profitable. You can look down at the bottom, see the date, and here I'm at, 244.17s. Let me go back to this. I'm getting a little bit... 244.17. I need the risk profile. 244.40. That's close enough. So, I've got a pretty good chance of being in the money, 44%. But it's got 30, 40 days to move on this. Now I want to go back, look at the charts. What do I know from the charts? I know on the weekly chart it's trading right at resistance now. And the daily chart, the 3 is above the 6. And you can see that the resistance is right here at 241.88, and it came up to it and stopped right now. Now the question is, the place you really want to buy these if you catch them is on the crossover, because it's already moved up here quite a ways. On the other hand, if I go over here, you can see that on the weekly chart, the earnings are not until 8/21. If this market remains strong, it could easily blow by this right here. It's you just have to pay your money and take your chance if you want to do it. I'm going to go back to the Analyze tab again. 248. Let's see it's 430 is the asking price right now. So that's 90 cents under what I will normally pay for it. I'm just going to go ahead, lock that in, and I know my maximum risk is a little over 400, but I can gain a little more than that. So if I pull this up here, all this information up here, my max profit is 570, break even's 244.30. 430, not including possible dividend risk, and takes 430 out of this trading account here. I'm just going to send it in. I got filled that quickly. So that one is now in my portfolio. Now what I want to do here is I want to set slices to break even for the 17th. This is the break even right here for the 17th of August. And then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to set slices to chart. And this blue line is where this has to get for me to break even. So I'm going to maximize this. Going to click on this, edit properties. Left extension, okay, show name on the left, so this should be on the left and the price should be over here. Let's see if that worked out. It's blue, it's kind of hard to see. I need to get to 244.29. 244.29 to break even, and that line goes on to all these charts. So I would have to be above this to break even by expiration, and if I go back in and look, I've got over 30 days. So anyway, I just put it on. We'll see if I make any money on it or not. I won't let it go too far against me if it fails to break through here. Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend. I just wanted to show you the process that I go through to look for trades. This is one of the ways I do it. I do several things with HCSI, but I can only cover so much in these videos. Thank you for listening and have a good weekend.